Hello! Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am so glad you are here. It has been a while since I've recorded and uploaded a video, and so I thank you for your continued support in subscribing and supporting my channel. I have decided to continue to upload videos talking about cryptic pregnancy of years, and this is why. I have received a lot of inquiries from family members and friends of people who have been deceived by the myth of pregnancy of years. And these individuals, the family members and friends, are wanting some kind of support. Of course, education, continued education. And this is what I'm providing. I'm providing some continued education, and I'm providing some support for those people who need it. The people who don't know or don't quite know what to do about their family member, whether it be a man or a woman, who believes that they've been pregnant for years. And so I decided that I was going to talk about a few topics right now to try to kind of help these people. Not only will it continue to educate them in ways that they can educate that family member or friend, it'll give them ideas on things to say to maybe help them change their mind and pull them out of the delusion, the psychosis and delusion of pregnancy, as well as provide support that they aren't alone, that there are other people out there who do have family members that are suffering from this same thing, and they don't quite know how to deal with it. And so just knowing that you aren't alone and having an outlet to talk about it, an outlet to safely talk about that family member. I know that it can be hard to confide in certain people. If your mother or your aunt or your sister or your cousin believes that they've been pregnant for years, it might be a little bit harder to just confide in any regular person. And so this can be a safe outlet to do so. You can share your story, about your relationship with this person, and just feel heard, that you aren't alone in the fact that there are other people out there that are trying to help family members out of the delusion. Okay. So now that I said that, I know it was a lot. I'm sorry, but I had to get all of that off my chest, and I hope it made sense. But so in one of my many Facebook, catch-ups, scrolling through Facebook, this picture, I'm going to put it up here, appeared on my feed. And as I looked at the detail in this picture, I was left in amazement. The post itself reads, "Doctor handed live baby in 8 weeks gestation." Statement by Paul E. Rockwell, MD. 11 years ago, while giving an anesthetic for a ruptured ectopic pregnancy at 8 weeks gestation, I was handed what I believe was the smallest living human ever seen. The embryonic sac was intact and transparent. Within the sac was a tiny human male swimming extremely vigorously in the amniotic fluid, while attached to the wall by the umbilical cord. This tiny human was perfectly developed with long, tapering fingers, feet, and toes. It was almost transparent as regards the skin, and the delicate arteries and veins were prominent to the ends of the fingers. Dr. Rockwell continues, "The baby was extremely alive and swam about the sac approximately 1 time per second with a natural swimmer's stroke. This tiny human did not look like any of the photos and drawings and models of embryos which I had seen, nor did it look like a few embryos I had been able to observe since then, obviously because this one was alive. When the sac was opened, the tiny human immediately lost his life and took on the appearance of what is accepted as the appearance of an embryo at this stage of life. with blunt extremities. This remarkable photograph of a tiny still living preborn baby in his non-ruptured amniotic sac was taken after surgery for a tubal pregnancy at the University of Minnesota by medical photographer Robert Wolf in 1972. This picture demonstrates the remarkable early development of a preborn baby at only 6 weeks after conception. I immediately thought after reading this about how quickly the development of a healthy fetus actually transpires. Looking at this picture, the unborn fetus is fully formed. The heart is beating and the limbs are moving. In the post it reads, the baby was extremely alive and swam extremely vigorously in the amniotic fluid. This is the reality of a healthy fetal development in the womb. It happens very quickly and it shouldn't stop. It has been found that adversity in the womb enhances or hampers offspring development and performance. So the more good things it has, the better. The less it has, the worse off the development of the fetus is. So if it's not growing, it's getting less, and that's not a good thing. Meaning the fetus is either growing and developing or it isn't. It is one or the other, and there isn't much room for any gray areas in the fetal growth and development itself. If the unborn fetus isn't growing and developing during gestation appropriately, then that baby will most likely have permanent health complications after birth. These conditions have been medically recorded and studied, and I have talked about them before in many, many videos, and these conditions are intrauterine growth restriction and fetal growth restriction. Periods of stalled fetal growth during pregnancy is make-believe. It's made up. There is no such thing as stalled growth during pregnancy. There's no such thing as a baby not growing for months and months and months and months in order to extend the pregnancy for years. Periods of stalled fetal growth during pregnancy is make-believe. It's made up. And this picture proves that a pregnancy of years is not possible. Okay, so now I want to talk about the physical pain that these women or individuals who believe that believe themselves to be pregnant for years endure daily in order to stay pregnant. So this is going to hit home with friends or family members of a person who believes themselves to be pregnant, because if you are in contact with this person on a daily basis, this is really going to resonate with you. The more these women suffer physically, the more pregnant they believe they are. So the women who believe they are or have been pregnant for years live with and accept excruciating physical pain every day. It's their new normal. It's what they have to endure in order to be pregnant. And it's what they have to endure during this pregnancy. So it's almost a form of self-punishment. If you were to look at it on the flip side, these women are choosing to keep this pain in order to stay pregnant. So the form of self-punishment really fits in there. These women have no proof of pregnancy, so they cherish every ache and pain as confirmation that they are pregnant. So the physical symptoms is all they have. Feeling these physical symptoms often and feeling them become more severe over time is what keeps the pregnancy going. Feeling the pain throughout the day makes the pregnancy more real. Over the years, the pain has become more and more excruciating because the more pain you experience, the more pregnant these women feel they are. The less pain and symptoms they experience, the less pregnant they are. So it is only natural to be miserable and in agony as the years go by. So in their mind, it makes perfect and complete sense to them to be ridden with debilitating symptoms every day, because it makes the pregnancy feel more real, and it makes it more real on a daily basis. And that's what they really truly want. a real pregnancy. This is their logic. If it's not hurting, then the symptoms must be going away. If they are going away, then I can't be pregnant. So the more it hurts, the more pregnant I am. It's a sick merry-go-round that these women choose to ride. They have chosen to be pregnant because they've been told many times that they are not pregnant, and they choose to believe they are, regardless of what doctors say. And so they chose to be on this merry-go-round, and it just keeps going around. The more pain these women experience daily and on a regular basis, the more they believe and think they are pregnant, even if they have absolutely no proof, like a positive urine test, a positive blood sample, or even a positive ultrasound. As long as they are suffering, as long as they have symptoms, doesn't matter what kind of symptoms they are, as long as they have symptoms and as long as they are suffering, they continue to stay pregnant. The more they suffer, the more pregnant they believe they are. The more symptoms they have, the more pregnant they believe they are. So the major things these women who believe they are pregnant for years have in common are, and we'll go over them right now. So for the first one, it is having an abortion or abortions. The second one would be high infertility rates due to hormonal or physical issues, including lack of sexual contact, the onset of menopause, abstinence, hormonal imbalance such as PCOS or primary ovarian insufficiency. The third one is birth control or more permanent measures such as tubal ligation, vasectomy, hysterectomy, and such. And the fourth one is past pregnancy loss of one or more babies, either through stillborn or early or late miscarriage, infant death, or through loss of child custody. So a lot of the women who believe that they are years pregnant have one or more of these four things in common. So to put it in short terms, I'm going to put it here. It's either they've had an abortion or abortions, they have high infertility rate, they're on some kind of birth control or permanent measure to not get pregnant, or they've had a past pregnancy loss, or they have lost a child either through infant death or through custody loss. So that's just something to think about. Family members or friends of the women who think that they are years pregnant, these four things are something very much to consider and even bring up to them. Maybe educate them that these triggers could be what's contributing to their false years pregnancy.
Now, let's hear a friendly warning.
If you know someone or have a family member who believes themselves to be years pregnant, I would like for you to know that this man is looking to cast women who believe they are years pregnant in order to make profit from the audience making fun of such beliefs. To me, this is not okay. I personally would not engage with this person or share any personal information with him or anyone affiliated with him. This person's intention is to cast for a show that they want to air. From my inquiries, it doesn't seem this show will be focused on convincing these women that they aren't exactly pregnant, as it says in the casting message that they, the producers, aren't looking to change the woman's opinion of her pregnancy of years. So it seems that the entire idea of the documentary is to focus on the instability as it unfolds. In my imagination, something like Teen Mom. However, a production of such a television show will just increase the belief and delusion that a pregnancy of years is physiologically possible to those whom are vulnerable and young adults and minors when it really isn't. A documentary such as this is not beneficial to women's mental health in general or the psychology behind a false or phantom pregnancy, even an extended one. A documentary like this will just emphasize and highlight the stigma associated with experiencing a false or phantom pregnancy. If this documentary isn't out to help these women realize and accept that they aren't actually pregnant and weren't pregnant for years, then the documentary itself is a total disservice to any and all positive and productive education, awareness, and research about false/phantom pregnancy, because it is going to perpetuate the idea that only crazy or unstable people, more specific women, experience such a delusion and psychosis as believing they have been pregnant for years. This is not true. So in my opinion, it seems like this documentary is another way to cash in on someone else's misery, and I don't like it. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Please consider subscribing. Make sure to like this video, and please share this video with somebody who needs to see, hear, and know this information. Thank you again. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Stay blessed, friends. Bye. She's not a cryptic baby. I was pregnant with her for 39 weeks. Even though some people think you were in there for 4 years. No, wait. So sorry. So periods of stalled fetal growth during pregnancy is make-believe. And this picture proves a pregnancy of years is not possible. It's just not possible. Pregnancy of years doesn't happen. And this picture proves it.